What up, good people? It's Monday, and your boys is in the building. Y'all see, I got the little living room today. I'm just chilling today. So we in the living room, just chilling. Put your feet up, kick back, get you a drink. We gonna talk some wrestling. Whole lot of things happening, and this is your source to talk about them. You know it's TNA, you know it's AEW, you know it's the WWE. All of them in one. Yo, joined as always every week by my man, the Playmaker. Playmaker, what up?
What's good? Happy Memorial Day. Shout out to all those who served us and made that ultimate sacrifice.
Yes, sir.
So shows like this can be done.
Very true. Very true. Shout out to retired as well as active, those of course who have passed due to their service. Uh, you know, I've never been in the service myself, but respect for people who go and take that route because, like you said, without those people, we're not sitting here and nobody's sitting here doing shows. We're not in that situation, so definitely agree with that, man. Um, Daniel Berry, as always. Hey, everyone, happy Monday. What up, DB? Appreciate you hopping in, checking us out. So, Playmaker, man. I mean, I see nothing to do but get to it. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, so big weekend that happened in wrestling. Big news came out in wrestling as well.
Yep. And we get into it. So, of course, like we always do, with a little bit of the total nonstop action, the originated TNA. Before they decided to do some other stuff, it was total nonstop action. So yeah, we're gonna ride through that real quick and get on what happened. So TNA did not have I believe theirs are also called premium live events this week, but it did have a lot of things happen. We're gonna talk about some of them. All right. So Jordynn Grace, another big win, the Juggernaut. Um, After her win, Marty Bell and her tag team partner jumped Jordynn Grace. It took both of them to lay out the Juggernaut, but together they did make it happen. Just sending a warning shot, so to speak, at Jordynn Grace about future opponents and that, hey, you might be the Juggernaut, but people are still coming for you. Any thoughts on that, Playmaker?
Uh, Even though
No?
she's called the Juggernaut, you gotta have somebody that's not scared of her.
Yeah,
Does
pretty
nothing
much.
for the women's division.
Pretty much. Pretty much. So, yeah, they were not
What's
afraid
the
of her.
biggest reason Dallas is up?
It was a good match. It just didn't quite end up the way that they probably expected it to, but it was a good match. Marty Bell, for those who watched back in the day, she was part of Dollhouse back in the day. So if you look at her, like, I kind of remember that name, but I don't know. That's where she was in Dollhouse in TNA back in the day. It was a weird little thing that they did. They did, dolls. TNA had some questionable things happen. We're just gonna kind of roll with it, man. Just gonna kind of roll with it. But to move on and discuss the rest of what happened there. Um, so Trent Seven um had a match against his tag team partner. He won the match, so he's gonna be the one to go on. And that was Speedball Mike Bailey. He's gonna be the one to go on to face Ali at Against All Odds. So they're starting to build matches for Against All Odds, which is gonna be mid-June. So this is a good match between two guys who know each other obviously well because they're tag team partners. But then they get a chance to slide over and kind of handle things individually and see what happens. So another challenger for Ali. I don't think Trent Seven is going to beat Ali, but you got to fight somebody. And then we had the system. That's the tag team champ for the system. So that's Eddie Edwards, and I always forget the other dude's name because he had like 10 names. Well, it's just we'll do that now. His name will pop into me somewhere within the discussion here. Came out. They lost a match to Matt Hardy and Ryan Nemeth. After the match, Nic Nemeth, who's been out with injury, came out to save him because they were about to put Ryan Nemeth through the chair, like they did Nick. So he came out to save him. And due to them winning the match, Santino Marella was granting a tag team championship opportunity. So it was going to be Ryan Nemeth, but Matt Hardy says, "Oh, I want to challenge Moose for the TNA championship." So Nic Nemeth says, "Well, fine. I'll step in, and me and Ryan will take him on the tag team match, and then I'll be your first challenger after you win the TNA championship." So it's going to be the Nemeth boys, Nick and Ryan, against the System at Against All Odds, and Matt Hardy versus Moose. My only quick thoughts on that are, it's cool to have Nick and Ryan. I think them win the tag team championships, I wouldn't have a problem with it. They may not win them just because the system is so hot in TNA right now, but if they do, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Matt Hardy better not be Moose. Like, no, we're not doing that TNA. I get we got to have matches. I'm not tripping because I understand that matches have to happen, but let's not do that. Let's just not do that and say we didn't. But it's a good challenge. Somebody else for in the fight. So then ABC, Ace Austin and Chris Bay had an interview, and they were saying how they're all together and everything's good, blase. So then Ace Austin was like, "Look, man, I think we need to get back on track. I think the best way to do it is for us to just have us a one-on-one match, and then we can continue to pursue the tag team championships." So they did that. They agreed to that. They went and found Santino Marella, who is the authority figure now, and he made the match for next week. So just a couple of interesting bits from TNA. TNA has been doing a really good job at kind of looking at some stories, building them up. You had Ash by Elegance. She's technically out with an injury, but they had her a dummy dressed up like her with her concierge on the stage watching the championship match with George Grace as well. So that was very kind of weird but entertaining to see it in its own. So Playmaker. Of course, in the building, we got Yolanda. Yolanda, what up? We appreciate you checking us out every week. Before we move on from TNA, any thoughts on Total Nonstop Action this past week?
No.
No. All right. So, good people, we're going to slide into the first commercial break. And when we come out of there on the other end, we're going into AEW. And AEW was very...
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, "I can beat up black people."
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, "I can beat up black people."
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, No, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Exclusively on the Chris Base YouTube channel. Whether it's the men's college game,
the way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
the women's college game,
And how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
the WNBA,
AJ Wilson on Twitter 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young.
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmakers blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition,
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
All right, so good people, we're back, and we're gonna slide on over to AEW. But before we hit that, shout out to 502 Angel Radio, definitely, and also shout out to Real Wise Radio, which we will be on coming soon. So hey, get locked in with your boys. You're gonna be able to listen to us a lot of places. But we would have
started. I need you to do something real quick.
I saw what you saw, sir. I'm getting that done. But in the meantime, we're still moving along because we got a lot to talk about. All right, so AEW. We're gonna start off with something I know that's made you very happy while I take care of what I need to take care of. So
you want to start off with that?
I'm gonna let you start off. I'm gonna let you talk about that. So
that's what you're gonna start off with.
That's what we're gonna start off with. That's what we're gonna start off with.
To be quite honest, for the person who really doesn't talk AEW like that, I mean, did I not hit a grand slam when it comes to Double or Nothing?
I mean, for the person who don't cover it that much, yeah, you did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You definitely did. But I mean, a lot of the stuff is so logical. Like, it's like, come on. I'm not trying to dull your shine at all. I'm just saying it shows how much you understand, like, booking and making things happen.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying to toot my own horn, but I'm like, this is not what I expected.
But we got to start off with your girl Mercedes Moné.
I mean, you want to start off there?
TNT Championship. So
it just. Like, her first ever match in AEW is her winning the TBS Championship. And the fact that I called that tells you all you need to know about how I feel about AEW. Not one match took in place until this weekend, and she wins the TBS title. Over a person, and if we're being logical here, she should never beat, to be honest. But I don't want to put the spotlight on Mercedes Moné. Let's talk about what happened.
Because we get
Let's
her
talk
out the
about
way.
What happened after the match.
But before we go any further, joining us in the war zone tonight, the man himself. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna let Playmaker introduce our special recurring guest for the night.
So, the man who was gracious enough to step in just in case I wouldn't have made it today. I appreciate him. Out of all the commercials Cole has done, my favorite one comes from Mentality because he is the innovator of Blink Everything Boston, which would never get old for me.
Never be a bad thing.
We also got Mr. Stuck in My Mind himself, which is a great show I had the pleasure of being on.
And if you listen to my co-host earlier, Will Rise Radio is alive and running. And the head man of that is the wise man himself. Wise that Hefe. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, brother? Well, Will Wise didn't launch that. It's on the air right now, but it's not officially launched to June 1st. Right now, just playing some music, but by June 1st, hopefully, I'll get some shows on, and we're going half talk and half music. So,
Lovely. I appreciate you, man, because I did not know how I was going to feel yesterday and today.
Listen, whenever you have someone that you close to, and it's around that time. Believe me, because if anyone who knows about loss and grief, it is me. And it's never easy. There's you take it one day at a time, man. You just take it one day at a time. There's some good days, there's some bad days. But as long as you got people who care about you and are there for you, man, you get through it.
So, yeah, appreciate you. Now, back to the AEW. I'm not going to put a spotlight on my girls. I'm going to say this Monday. But I want to put a spotlight on what happened after the match. And it doesn't even involve Mercedes. Chris Statlander went after Willow Nightingale. So, Wise, you on here? What you think about what took place at the end of the TBS Championship match?
Did we think Mercedes was going to lose that match?
No, like when you came on, I was
with the Chris Statlander thing, it's with
Stokely,
Trent Beretta going heel, and the best friends breaking up. And I don't know. They just don't know to me, they just don't know what to do with their women's division, man. They really don't. And they have a pretty deep women's division right now. You have Thunder Rosa's back. You got Julia Hart. You got Chris Statlander. You got Crest Mercedes Moné. You got Serena Deeb. You have a lot of talented women on that roster. To me, is just they don't use Athena right. Like
I forgot she was part of AEW
because she's regulated to Ring of Honor.
Queen Aminata with those cakes over there too.
Yeah, Aminata got some cakes.
And speaking of Thunder Rosa, she was defeated by Miss Perazo on the buy-in.
Yeah,
cakes galore.
Yes, sir. Cakes squared on that match.
So, but my thing is, we have a turn for Chris Statlander. By the way, she was looking pretty good, if I do say so myself.
Stokely's been in her ear the whole time. Stokely's whole thing from the beginning was getting Chris Statlander and Chris Statlander only. So this was his plan. His plan is to fruition. He's got the bad girl Chris Statlander, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Hopefully, this propels her to main event status because, as I said before, out of the people that are here now, she's the most likely to be able to beat Toni Storm. Because you got to think, the best two options aren't here. Britt Baker's not here. Jamie Hayter's not here. Those would be the two best options because they built them up before they got injured. Right? A lot of people, one of the things on AEW that people give them grief for is they don't use people correctly. They don't bill anybody. They don't bill enough people. So what happens is when someone's out, they haven't gotten to the point where they say, okay, now we got these two people that can step in. So they've been kind of using Chris Statlander and Willow in that role to an extent since they've been out. So this tells me they're probably getting close to returning because now you're putting Statlander as a bad guy. You're not going to bring Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter back as bad guys. You're going to bring them back as good guys. It's probably only going to take a month or two for them to end up as heels because they're natural heels. But you always bring everybody back as a good guy. That's kind of like wrestling one-on-one for the most part. You got a few people that are just so despicable. They're always bad, but for the most part, you bring people back as a good guy. and you see how the crowd judge them before you turn them or leave them there. So I think that's the issue.
Yeah, so that took place. We also had, speaking of Trent Beretta, Orange Cassidy defeated his former best friend.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, it doesn't. The Timeless Tony Storm retained her title over Celine Deeb. Not surprising. Chris Jericho defeated Hook and Sheba in a triple threat
With help
from
the Bounty Hunter.
To keep the FTW championship. All right.
But we don't know if the Bounty Hunter is under the learning tree or if this was just him trying to get a payday because he is a bounty hunter. You know, so we don't know.
Bounty hunters like to get paid.
Yeah. So if you say, hey, come help me and I'll pay you, I'm going to come help you once you pay me. So we'll see what way that goes.
The Bang Bang Scissors Gang successfully defended their Trios Championship over Death Triangle.
And it's an important part of that, too, that we need to all recognize. The juice has returned. Juice Robinson. The juice is loose. The craziest mofolo in the group is back.
Which makes this one even more dangerous now.
Yes. So Bullet Club Gold, they are dangerous. They got rid of the scissor part. They beat them, took their belts, unified the 6-man belts, which thank you for doing. Because of all the things, you didn't need 2 sets of 6-man belts. So thank you for at least doing that. Now, can you do that with a few more belts?
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. Will Osprey defeated Roger Strong for the International Championship?
Yeah, bro.
I'm going to put a pin in that because I'm going to come back to Roger Strong and him losing the title with consequences that might have based on what else took place in the show.
Yeah, bro.
So we're going to put a pin in that one. John Moxley beat it Tashida. No title was on the line, so it was just a one-on-one match. So I guess this is a good win for Moxley to keep momentum, I guess. Here's something that happened that took a lot of interest to people. Adam Copeland defeated Malachi Black in the barbed wire steel cage match via TKO. But going into the match, Mr. Copeland placed a little bug out there saying, will the House of Black turn and probably become the House of Blood? And I like what they did. I like how they teased it and allowed people and Malachi Black to believe the turn was actually going to happen. But it didn't. They beat up Adam Copeland to keep it going. And then an old familiar friend of Adam Copeland made an appearance from under the ring. And I'm going to give my co-host that one because I know he's a fan of that back in the day.
So I'll keep it real light. Gangrel came and helped Adam Copeland get the win. Shout out to AEW for bringing Gangrel for a couple of dates. It definitely made sense. And I was kind of stirring in my mind once I saw the Brood entrance for Edge in a different song. I'm like, all right, so we're going, a different route, but that's cool. You never know. We still could possibly get the House of Blood because if I'm reading everything correctly, I think Malachi Black will be leaving soon. If he's going to be leaving soon, then something's got to kind of take that place. Wise, your thoughts on any of the things we just covered? I know we got a few more juicy ones to get to, but
I want Aleister Black back. I'm sorry. I want him back at WWE. They just don't. He's not being used properly in AEW. Like when he first came, I was hyped. Storyline with him and Cody, and then they just kind of shelved them, and to me, it just hasn't been quality, man. It goes. They bring in these top talents. Then when they start signing other top talents, these top talents start going to the back of the line. And that's the problem right now with AEW is they want to sign everybody, but don't know how to use them. They're just not being used properly. Like you signed Deonna Purrazzo to be one of your top heels in your women's division, but it's like every woman in your division is a heel. I think there's only like probably 3 baby faces.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you get all these talents, and you have like 34 shows, and you don't even get to see the wide roster of the entire AEW.
It's the same thing that's been going on for the past couple of years, man. They're kind of not. They're not going in the right direction. Best part, of course, is the devil being back, but
we're gonna get to him. But before we get to him, my co-host here, his dude, the AEW champion, successfully defended his title against Christian Cage. Like we really didn't expect Christian Cage to be a threat, regardless of how you presented the program.
No, we didn't expect anything out of that. I'm gonna hit the comments real quick here. So Damien says, "What's up?"
What up, Damien?
What up, Damien? And then he says, "At least Double or Nothing was better than last year, even if it was predictable. Couldn't be much worse than last year." But that's a good point. All right, Playmaker, you got to.
Already took care of that.
Okay,
that's already taken care of.
All right.
That's already taken care of, so I already did that.
All right, just making sure you did. You know,
I already took care of that.
I don't want big sis like y'all ain't let him know. So Damon says AEW got Ronda Rousey and they're not doing anything with her like WWE had her doing.
Is that why Ronda Rousey out here keep talking about WWE and everything she went through, but she ain't doing nothing in AEW?
Ronda Rousey's, I mean, in the ring, she's not bad, but on the microphone, she need a mouthpiece. Yeah, she sucks. Give her a mouthpiece. Damien says, speaking of belts, that y'all hear TK is thinking about having mixed tag team titles? No. I have not heard that.
I have not heard that, and I'm gonna say no to that.
Too many titles, man.
They already got too many. He says if we get Brew back, Christian has a joint, it wouldn't feel the same without him. It won't be back. It was just a knockoff thing. They won't be back on a regular basis because Gangrel is like 60, and as you can tell, he is not in any shape to be part of an everyday wrestling promotion. He's in worse shape than Eddie Kingston.
What up, Key?
He says, what up, Key? He says, Ronda stinks, good riddance. Yolanda says she's bad in the ring, too. I at least try to give her, like, yeah, she's decent in the ring, but on the mic.
Well, she doesn't. Is she really, though? She's got, like, basic moves, the key throw and all this, like, yeah.
So Swerve Strickland defended against Christian Cage, as we said, and then as expected, the Elite defeated Team AEW, which was FTR, Bryan Danielson, and Darby Allin.
But before I know where you want to leave for last, and that's cool. But before we go there, 2 quick things. So a lot of people have been talking about, Swerve's not the main event, and you devaluing the champion if he's not in the main event. It's not true. The purpose of having a championship belt is that it doesn't have to be defended at the end of every pay-per-view. The champion doesn't have to be in the main event match every week. So everybody complains about AEW not building stars, but then you want the same guy in the main event on every pay-per-view, on every episode of Dynamite and Collision. How does that make sense? Isn't the main event where you start building up other people? He needs challengers. The women's champion needs challengers. The tag team champions need challengers. How do you build up those challengers? You have them compete in high-profile spots without the championship. Should he have championship matches that headline? Absolutely, but it doesn't have to be every time.
As long as it was the second to last, man, I don't have nothing wrong with him not being the main event. Because of course the stamp.
Against Christian, he could have been the opening match against Christian.
Yeah,
I mean,
We do hop on. We do get on AEW for the like the storytelling that they do. But if we going by how they was trying to tell about nothing, the right man was the main event. I mean, it's kind of like what is the company being taken hostage by the other people in power over the guy who owns it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that
then also
should have been.
sometimes, he had one of his boys come and help out some guys on AEW from New Japan. They're their general manager. He's actually a wrestler too, so he came after his name escapes me, but he came and he helped on it was either Collision or Dynamite. Also, Swerve got him some revenge before the pay-per-view. So I like that they're starting to tell some stories. So the thing is, you don't go from not telling any stories, not being consistent with anything, to being great at it, right? There's a learning process, there's a growth process, there's a telling of stories. But I'm starting to see a couple of story possibilities, they're starting to put out there. So with those, it'll put them in a better position. They still got work to do. They're nowhere near where they need to be, but they're starting to get stories together.
And they starting to get some key people back too.
Starting to get some key people back too.
The devil himself is back with Adam Cole. So even though I didn't get to hear his whole promo when he came back, I'm looking forward to see what he does with Roderick Strong after he lost his title last night. So if I remember correctly, do the Undisputed Kingdom have any more belts?
They do.
They still got the tag team belts?
They have the Ring of Honor tag team belts.
Okay. Because Roger Strong lost his, that's the deal. And while Adam Copeland was doing what he does best on the mic, he had a cutscene. Then show the guy's face. Just show him walking down the long hallway into a room. And you see MJF stuff. And MJF is there at Double or Nothing.
No, that was actually the pre-scene for MJF coming out to hype him up.
Yeah.
I said cutscene. MJF is back, and even though I do hate when they bring up WWE type stuff, MJF can get away with it because he pretty much let everybody know. One, he ain't going nowhere. He's staying with AEW, which helps AEW a lot because they need a star of that caliber. Two, it continues on the story that we've been waiting on for how long we've been waiting on. Cool.
We're not gonna get that story. You know, we're not gonna get that story. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. We're gonna get a throw-off match between MJF and Adam Copeland, and Adam Copeland is all gonna be done. It took too long, and we're gonna have to wait another month or two for that because Adam Cole still ain't cleared to actually compete. I mean, so the problem is you try to make a big storyline with Adam Cole and MJF because according to reports, the original plan was Adam Cole was supposed to beat MJF for the World Heavyweight Championship, but got hurt again like he always does. So they had to go a different route. So the problem is, at this point, I wouldn't even put Adam Cole in high-profile stories because you can't trust him to stay healthy. It's just like bringing over. I'm trying to find somebody else because I don't want to just keep bagging on Anthony Davis. It's like bringing over Anthony Davis and expecting him to stay healthy for a full season.
Well, you can
right?
say
Oh yeah, we could go with Peanut Butter Brittle Field.
Hey, Anthony Davis played over 70 games this year. You can cut him a break on this one.
One season.
I said on this one.
Injury. We're talking about a career. I think
I know
certain guys, you just have to be like, look, you can be like a tag team champ, you could be an Intercontinental champion, but you would have to show us that you can stay healthy before you get main event spots.
So, but how smart does WWE look like not re-signing him now?
Oh, very smart, because he almost had to cut his career from the brain injury. Then he gets back from there. He's hopping down off the ramp, nothing out of the ordinary, and busts his ankle up and has to be out for Lord knows how long. So the thing is, stories only can hit when everybody cares, right? Adam Cole being out for what, 6 months, maybe more, hurt in the middle of a story.
I think Damien is topped your reference.
He did. So
yeah,
Damien is like investing in Lonzo Ball. That's fair, Damien.
that is true.
We can't say Melo because well, you could say Melo too. We can't say LiAngelo because he's the other two.
You gotta be in the league. You gotta be in the league.
Melo's
So.
Yeah, Melo's always hurt too. So it's like investing in any ball boy, pretty much. It's not a smart move.
So before we take our second commercial break, what you think of MJF and Adam Cole return?
I love the fact that MJF is back. I love the dig he took at everybody. He says, I didn't need New Japan or Vince McMahon to make me. I'm self-made. And it's true. It's true. I've been watching MJF since MLW and the Indies, and he's made himself. No one, AEW didn't make him. He was killing in the indie scenes. I loved him on MLW. Him in the Dynasty, that was. I wish they would have brought Richard Holiday and Hammerstone to AEW with him and kept them there. But he's self-made. And listen, would I love to see him in WWE? It would have been great. But why, when you can be the man at AEW and rake all that money and you're self-made? He's not like Will Osprey had to go to New Japan and make a name for himself. He's not like Okada, all these other dudes that had to go, and then all the WWE rethreads that the AEW is signing. He is self-made. He is looking in peak condition. My man came back ripped.
Oh, he definitely came back ripped.
He came back looking like Triple H when he got hurt and came back with the
that was what you were comparing it to.
Yeah. Also took a lot of shots, right? Like you said. So we set up a lot of matches. So I'm in a couple of wrestling groups, and one of them was a big concern about him coming back may affect like Swerve. If he stays champion long enough, and that's up to Tony Khan's whim when he's on his magical cloud powder. But if he stays champion long enough, that would be a good match. 5, 6, 7 months down the road, right? That would be a good match. I think you give Swerve a good run to allow him to build himself. He's not an established like mega star yet, but we've seen him come from just a guy that was just around to getting all the way to being AEW champion, right? So the championship is helping the man, and the man's helping the championship in this particular situation, in my opinion. So allow that to continue. But then you have MJF re-establishing himself by going through all the people. First, he got to go through the New Japan people, right? Then he's got to rock with some of the people that are on the AEW side because that were from like WWE or different places, because he called them out. He did. So all those people have something to say. I put the whole locker room on notice. So the whole locker room is going to be like, all right, we putting your bully ass on notice too. We coming for you.
So all my AEW fans, Double or Nothing has got the bar rolling in the right direction. Now,
finally,
the question is, can they keep it going? That's the question. They're going in the right direction now, but can they stay in that direction? It's the question.
Putting a bet on Will Osprey was a major wise moment for them. And the reason I say that is he's over. He's super over. But you have the ability to put like a lower belt on him, so he doesn't feel like he's just coming in and taking one of the higher tier belts. So he can defend that, have that for a while, beat some people for that. And then once he's ready to move up, somebody can take it from him. So I like that.
With that being said, we're going to take our second commercial break because one big pay-per-view down, we got a PLE to go. And some big news that came out of WWE as well.
Yeah.
Drew Willingham.
In this case, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
This is Trent, and you're watching Shady Sports Network. Tune in, hit that like button.
You might wonder, what do these guys do? Player signing announcements. I never in a million years thought you would actually come on to break this news. So without further ado, go ahead and tell everybody what happened today.
Yeah, man. I just had to work out with the Cincinnati Bengals. Signing me right out.
Without further ado, I'd like to announce that, I'll be taking my talents to Salina Liberty.
This just in, the Major League of Football is reportedly collapsing, unable to pay hotel room bills, with players being kicked out of their rooms and hotel managers asking them to leave voluntarily without issue.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Good people, it felt nice to have Playmaker lead the conversation on AEW. I don't think this ever happened before. So, last thing. It's all good. Like a little switch. But it's time to dig into the meat and potatoes.
So, do you want to do the breaking news first, or do we want to do the PLE first?
Let's start with what happened on Raw and SmackDown leading up to them, and then let's tie that into the PLE. You know what I'm saying?
So pretty simple, if you want to go back to the week before Saudi Arabia. A lot of Valkyria knocked off of your sky.
Shock. Straight up shock. And you tell me you saw that coming? You lying.
She just got drafted to Raw like last month.
But they have high expectations for the Valkyria.
Yeah.
Her being True. The man's student and all that, and she's very talented in the ring. It was a surprise, but it wasn't a surprise because she did beat Becky Lynch last year.
That is true. Outside of that, Gunther, Jay, another classic, same result. That's the best way I can put it. Another classic, same result.
But it's like who like in a case like that, right? It's hard because you want to try to get both of them over. Like Jay is so fire right now, man. Like his entrances to the arena and everything, they're killing him.
If I put it in wrestling terms, Jay Uso is white hot.
So I get it. I understand you put, but now you got to put the Intercontinental on them now.
But see, you can't do that yet.
Not yet. We're gonna get there. I'm trying to think anything else other special happened on Raw besides the King and Queens tournament. No, I think that was the focal point of this entire thing. So Pretty much on the SmackDown side, we had Nia Jax take out the tag team champions in back-to-back matches.
Yeah.
Even though one was a botch because Jay didn't catch the chair like fully that she's supposed to. But we get it. And if you come into a match with your Bianca Belair with an injury, I mean, but it goes to, but you know, it's just what it is. And then Randy Orton took out Tama Tonga to advance to the finals. And he had a returning friend too, in Kevin Owens, to make sure he didn't take it out after the match.
Yep.
This could have been a good moment. Just saying, to have a new member debut, since one member couldn't come because his record's too bad. There is something else Damien put in the chat that I was going to mention before we continue. So let me roll through the comments here real quick, and then we're going to talk about that for sure. So we're going to start with Key. Back when we were talking about Ronda, Key says, I have no wrestling experience. I'm better than Ronda, laugh out loud. That's cold-blooded. Damien says, please don't let Mayweather back in a wrestling ring, please.
I haven't heard that name in forever.
We did talk about him investing in Lonzo Ball. All right, then he says MJF tramp stamp was funny.
It
Laugh
was.
out loud.
It was.
It's to his tramp stamp.
Paying homage to Ric Flair.
Oh, yeah, I remember them. And then Yolanda says, Queen Nia, clap, clap, clap. And then Damien, I was going to hop on the promo with Priest and McIntyre was really good, yeah.
It was really good. It was.
Yeah. Tell us about it, Wise. Go on and give us the Wise perspective on it.
No, listen, listen, the way Priest broke it down and flipped it on McIntyre and was like, yo, dude, this is all your fault. You made this happen this way. You stopped me from cashing it on Seth Rollins. And then when you won the title, you talk about people being distracted. You got distracted by CM Punk. And you let a one-on man cost you the title. Because now I'm cashing in. And I cashed in on you.
I mean, we talked about it last one. I was like,
it was sweet. It was sweet,
man.
Priest
not say everything that I said going into WrestleMania. He practically said everything that I said.
Yeah.
Yo, the best part was when he said, you're the one who told me to cash in when the person was at their weakest. You basically told me to cash in on you after you beat Seth Rollins. And I did it. So why are you mad that I did what you told me to do? If any of those other times in the past, you didn't stop me, it could have been me and you.
WrestleMania,
yeah.
He didn't lie.
Yeah, he didn't lie. He hit him with like straight 1,000% unhomogenized truth.
Listen, Damian Priest has grown in these last couple of years being in Judgment Day, going from mid-card, mid-level to becoming a main eventer. And it's he's worked hard to get there, man. He's been in the business quite a long time. Ring of Honor, Punishment Martinez. We all know his story. Saying he's worked hard to get here. And me being Puerto Rican, I'm proud of what he's been able to accomplish in the business. And now it's amazing to see where he's at now. He is one of the top guys in WWE. And he well deserved because he rocks on the mic, he kills on the ring. What else can you ask for him?
And before we continue any further, to put a cap in this one of the news that broke by Triple H at Clash at the Castle in Glasgow.
Is it SummerSlam?
June 15th.
No, it's Clash at the Castle.
World Heavyweight Championship match between Damian Priest
and Drew McIntyre.
No, yeah, that part, yes. But
yeah, because he got cleared, right? So help me at Crown Jewel. What a shock. I mean, not Crown Jewel, but at King and Queen of the Ring. That was so shocking that he got cleared for that. That's what a coinky-ding.
And Glasgow.
And we know how that's gonna end. We know who's gonna cost Drew.
Yeah.
That's the interesting part, because before we get into the PLE that happened in Saudi Arabia, I want wise thoughts on the Logan Paul Cody Rhodes storyline leading up to Saudi Arabia.
It was okay. I didn't feel that they needed to go that route right now, because like I would have loved to see somebody take the U.S. title off of Logan Paul right now. He's just, but you know what? I gotta give him his credit, man. He for not doing this professionally, really. He works hard in that ring. And he does some phenomenal moves. He's needs some work on his promos, but his in-ring work, I gotta give the guy credit for.
So now that brings us to King of the Ring down in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
We didn't talk about SmackDown, sir.
We did.
What are we talking about SmackDown?
Randy Orton beat Tamatonga.
Yeah.
Nia Jax beating Bianca Belair. Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul. Kevin Owens returned. That all happened on SmackDown.
Yeah, it did.
I was trying to think. I thought we missed something, but no, we did.
And then the Profits and LA Knight.
Well, that's an interesting one. I don't want anyone to talk about it. I want to see what that goes going for, if that's something there or not. Because Profits ain't really doing nothing. LA Knight, they got him in the win as of right now. I think as we get ready to go towards SummerSlam, we might see something going on.
Him and Logan Paul are going to crash. Him and Logan Paul are going to clash.
LA Knight and Jey Uso are mirror images of each other on different shows.
Yeah, they're white hot, and
they won't pull the trigger.
So we shall see how that goes. And right out the freaking gate. No, actually, before I get there, after Nia Jax defeated Bianca Belair, Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae tried to, do one of those 2-on-1 situations with Bianca.
That's what we missed, yes, sir.
Not thinking, you forgot she's a tag team champ, so her partner's around there somewhere. And once Jade showed up, they ain't want no smoke. But they was gonna get it because Jade was gonna make sure they was gonna get this smoke. And
no cakes versus double thunder cakes.
Talk to me about that finish, though.
Papa Niven smashing her.
That finish. So you get DDT first, and then you get lifted into a basically German suplex after you get DDT with force. Two women of that stature and that powerful should not be allowed to do that. And poor Candice LeRae.
I mean, she's the little poison pixie. That's what she get for trying to be a poison pixie. She got her wings clipped.
She got more than a wings clipped.
It be like that sometimes.
So yes, my ladies are still women's tag team champion deservedly. So thank you for no hinting of anything breaking them up. You know how people in social media are.
But you had to do it this way. This had to be the way that it went for it to make sense. Jade had to lose first, so they don't meet. And then it makes sense to make Nia queen because you don't give her nothing else. She's like the most physically dominant woman. She didn't even have to change her outfit for Saudi Arabia. That's what she already wears anyway. So you at least give her Queen of the Ring. You don't give her nothing else.
Yeah,
but
we'll get to that. That was a crazy finish in that one.
Yeah. I will say this. once Triple H put out the new stipulation that the winners of King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring are getting those championship matches at SummerSlam, that's when I understood why Jay didn't win.
It made sense.
But that's when I was like, okay, now I see why Gunther's there.
But right out the gate, the Revenge Tour goes to another level. Thanks to I can't even call him Dirty Dom no more. I gotta call him a different name now. Stupid Dom, Idiotic Dom, whatever name you want to give him, because this guy here.
Well, you gotta think about it. Did he really do it to help Becky?
Why would he want to help Becky?
Did he really do it to help Becky?
Why would he want to help Becky? Was he in the room with Becky? Was he seeing?
Why would he want to help? Well, because you saying like he's Dirty Dom. Like now, mommy's out of the picture. Why not slide in with Liv? Liv wants to take everything from Rhea. That includes the title, and that includes her man.
Yep.
Well, she got the title. Thanks to Dirty Dom.
Yeah.
With his arm still in the sling, or whatever. How long his arm gonna be in the sling? Because I don't even remember when he got hurt, to be honest.
I want to just say, I'm sorry. I know that Liv's your girl. I don't care about Liv. When Liv comes on, I start playing with my phone. I don't care. Like her revenge tour, I don't care about it. I don't care, Liv. Congratulations, but I don't care. You go online, you have people talk about, oh, Selena Vega can't win a belt because of her small size. But Liv can win a belt because she accidentally hit somebody with a chair and hurt him. Now she gets to be champion. I don't care, Liv. I don't hate on it. I just don't care.
Well, this makes Liv a 2-time world champion.
It does.
So we'll see what this is going. But the Revenge Tour has taken another step. She's got the women's world title now. So that's how Saudi Arabia kicked off. Kicked off with some chaos and some crazy stuff. Then we get to Triple Threat Intercontinental Championship match. That would have been match of the night if another match didn't take place on the same night. Sami Zayn defending against Chad Gable and Big Bronson Reed. And Sami Zayn retained, but we ain't talking about Sami Zayn. Alpha Academy is about to explode.
Oh, they've already imploded. It had to get to that point where Otis got tired of being abused, so he had to change, man. The dynamics had to change, because Tozawa isn't a heel. You got Maxine Dupree working with Ivy now. She's not really a heel. And Otis, everybody just loves Otis.
He's just a big happy guy.
So I'm glad that it's time to move on from Alpha Academy. And now Chad could go full blown heel and probably build a new Alpha Academy, but with some real heels.
I must say, I think Saudi
maybe take the Creed brothers under his rule. Maybe take the Creed brothers under his
That's the initial thoughts. That's the initial thought.
Because the Creed brothers are they're lost in the shuffle right now. They don't know what to do with them. Creative doesn't really know what to do with them. Well, bring them under Chad Gable. Give them that nastiness. Give them that heel burn, and let us see where it goes, man.
Co-host Saudi gave Chad the Kurt Angle treatment. Is what most people were saying on social media.
He deserved it. He does suck. In the best way possible, but he does suck. I am happy they did something with him because the character he had, like on our promo commercial, if he ever wins a championship with that, whoever he gets a championship from with that old persona, he would have buried the championship because it's just not good enough. So maybe him being a heel is the way to get him over to the point where he can be an Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
He does. He definitely deserves to have a belt. But again, as the WWE is going to find out with Liv Morgan, if you give somebody the belt and you try to push a storyline in the throat, we don't care about them. We just don't care. So you got to make people care, even if it's negatively about him, and then give him a belt.
Yeah.
That's something to look forward to on Monday Night Raw tonight. What's next with Chad Gable and the Alpha Academy? What's the next step? Now, Queen of the Ring Finals. Light of Akira from the Raw side. Nia Jax from the SmackDown side. That finish was insane. That finish was insane.
Man, I'm actually glad that Nia's getting the push that she's getting right now. She's when she's when she's got that heat on her, man. It's good to see. It's good to see because now you got that. She fits that heel mode so well. Like with all the botches she's done and everything that's going on with her being released and coming back, and it's good to see, man. It's good to see her come back, work at it. Is she better in the ring? Yeah, somewhat. But it's good to see that they're given the opportunity to really shine. Now, do I think she's gonna beat Bayley? That's another story.
WWE, look at me right here real quick. Look into my eyes as I say this to you. Queen Nia in the Bloodline. She's on SmackDown. Book it. And actually, Queen Nia in the Bloodline by SummerSlam, and she's our new champ. And there's gold in the Bloodline because Solo, Tama, and maybe by then Jacob are going to come into the ring and distract Bayley. They're not going to get physically involved with a woman, but they can distract her and give Nia that extra second or two she needs to squash her like a bug. So can we do something with Nia? Bloodline, Nia Jax, she's family. Queen Nia, let's do it. Book it. Yeah. Don't overthink it. Roll with it. We care way more about that than the revenge tour. And I'm gonna keep taking shots because I don't care about that.
I see. We see you do.
So yep. Great finish. Surprising finish. You even got Corey Graves come out your seat for a finish that's saying something.
Yeah, Corey Graves stepping up for Cole.
Oh, we're gonna get there, yeah, because
it was crazy.
There's some heat going on.
It was crazy with that one.
There's some heat going on over there, but we're gonna get to that one. So Queen Nia, she gets a title match at SummerSlam.
Yes.
And the crown.
But let's go to the controversy. Let's go to the controversy because there is some controversy with the King of the Ring.
Yes, we'll be going next because the match of the night was the King of the Ring Finals.
Oh man,
Gunther and Randy Orton.
That was the match of the night for me. Like you talk about hard hitting, these are two of the hardest hitters in business.
But two guys that can actually wrestle too.
Huh?
Yeah. And that's I think that's where I came in from. Because listen to Busted Open and Bully Ray talking about the psychology of what them two can do together. It showed
in the ring. It did. And they told them when you can get two of these guys to tell a story in the ring, the way they told that story in that match, that's what you want. That's what you want from your superstars. It's to be able to tell stories like that. That's when you know you're a superstar, is your action in that ring depicts a magnificent picture of how this match was.
And it started from the beginning. Randy Orton. That is the longest entrance Randy Orton has ever done. And Gunther understood that he didn't change face whatsoever. He wasn't fazed by it. And now we get to a point where the crowd is starting singing Randy Orton to the ring. Like, this is crazy. We are singing Randy Orton to the ring now. Thank you, Leon Fritz. They started something and it just keep on rolling. And yeah, like what I said, the mess that they told was ridiculous. And then we get to the controversial ending. Gunther hits Randy Orton in the knee to avoid getting pinned. Rolls Randy up. One shoulder was pinned, not two, one.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther gets the win. Now the question is, was it planned or was it a botch? That's the question that's on everybody's mind, because the way that it happened so quickly, you don't know if it was a planned one or was it a botch.
I think it was a botch. And they just got to kind of go with it now.
But now they got to retell the story. But now we get to see the match all over again.
Because Triple H already said.
He says, listen, the official decision stands.
Yeah.
It stands. He is the king of the ring. But knowing Gunther, he doesn't want to win it on controversy. He wants to win it straight up.
So it could be a possibility of a rematch.
But I think Gunther comes out on top again.
Yeah. Randy Orton's pretty much there to put people over at this point. That's his job.
But Gunther is the winner. And as of right now, whoever comes out of Clash of the Castle next month will be Gunther's opponent at SummerSlam. Which also begs a question that was brought up earlier when we were talking about whether CM Punk fit in all of this. Because we already know, as of right now, Gunther named his pencil in at SummerSlam for a world title match.
Yeah.
So does Damian Priest beat Drew McIntyre?
I think he does. I think he
over in Scotland. That way we get Drew McIntyre and CM Punk at SummerSlam. Or do they stick with the plan that originally most people had, is that Drew McIntyre wins in his home country and goes to SummerSlam with the title? But what does that mean for Gunther and CM Punk? A lot of questions for WWE to figure out.
Yeah.
I'd like to give you my thoughts on a couple of those questions. So I think that we will get CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, not for the championship, at SummerSlam. I think the original plan when you gave Damian Priest the championship was, all right, let's just put it on him, and then he'll carry it until Clash at the Castle, and then we'll give it to Drew. But Priest is looking so good as champion, it's like, well, we don't need to make the reign that short. So let's push that out. And here's my other thing. This isn't an answer to the question, but here's my other thing. So Randy Orton and Gunther on different shows. So the only way for them to meet is that they have a special agreement in place between the two GMs with Triple H. So what I think is at some point, Gunther's going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Right? I think we all agree with that. Who's going to be his first challenger? The man who he didn't really beat, but he beat.
Could be.
That's where I think that's going to end up getting.
But I think personally, do I take the title off of Damian Priest at SummerSlam? Because
probably not.
As much as Gunther is on a roll, like I said, Damian has really built up himself as well. Like the Judgment Day, they're one of the hottest factions in all of sports entertainment. And now with Mommy not being there, he has to step up and be that leader.
Yeah.
So I think if someone's going to be replaced, it's going to be Dirty Dom
with Carlito.
Yeah, which would be cool.
If you don't think that's cool, I got one thing to say to you. If you don't think Carlito in there would be a cool thing to do, you know what that is?
I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
And then that brings us to the main event. Undisputed WWE Championship between Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul. Only because Paul said he did not agree to put his title on the line, and he ripped up the original contract and had a backup contract. But in typical Logan Paul fashion, two things happen. One, you got your viral moment, and the way WWE did that whole shot with him on the top rope and jumping to a false splash on Cody Rhodes to the announce table. Insane. First off, you do that. Yeah. Second of all, this is where Wise wanted to go earlier. So on Thursday, in front of the excited crowd, Logan Paul came out and gave Michael Cole the brass knuckles that he's been using. That he said he was not going to use, and he was going to fight Cody Rhodes straight up.
Yeah.
Friday night, they had a ref check both Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul. We found another set of brass knuckles on Logan Paul. He tried to say it's not his clothes, it's his brother's clothes. Still, your brother is a boxer. Why your brother has a pair of brass knuckles for when he's a boxer?
It was his.
So okay. And then we get to the main event. You know, Logan Paul got to have his little entourage with him wherever he goes. Then the first row, one guy gets taken out by Cody Rhodes. The other one hands brass knuckles to Logan Paul. And Michael Cole goes off.
Yeah, he does.
He called Logan Paul a loser to his face. And Logan was like, "What you just say to me?" And Logan Paul was ready to come after Michael Cole. And Corey Graves didn't let it happen. So with all that going on, Logan Paul targeted ribs of Cody Rhodes, which you're supposed to do if a guy's injured somewhere. But when you try to cheat one too many times, you get caught. And you took 3 crossroads to be pinned 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
But as expected, we knew Cody Rhodes was going to retain. He's not going to lose the title to Logan Paul.
No.
But now, the question is, when do we? Well, we teased it. I'm gonna say this. We teased it 2 weeks ago on SmackDown when LA Knight was walking out of Nick Aldis' office and Logan Paul was getting ready to head in. We teased it. How did we get it started? Because at some point we need to take the U.S. title off Logan Paul.
SummerSlam would be a nice spot.
Yeah.
See, that's the finish. How did we start it?
Well, we started it with the competition outside of Aldis' office.
So
now it's just going to need to be some words.
That's just, that's the beginning.
When Logan Paul decides to show back up.
He should. I got a feeling he'll show up Friday.
All right, you do realize it's the new Roman Reigns, don't you?
I know that, but you know everything that don't happen in Saudi, it'll it feels right to show up Friday.
If you think Logan Paul cares about feeling right, he knows people going to show up whenever he show up, whenever he say he come. You think about it like this: 2 weeks ago he was there. This past SmackDown he was there. Then he went to Saudi Arabia. I'm not expecting to see Logan Paul on Friday. If I see Logan Paul on Friday, I'd be surprised. That man don't do 4 appearances in a row.
Well, he's been doing a lot of appearances. Like, he's actually committed more recently to more appearances than he is. He is a full-time contract. He has a full-time contract. It's not like partial.
He does. So did Roman Reigns.
So Cody Rhodes is the winner. Now the question is, who will be next in line for Cody Rhodes? Because I have a feeling we're not going to see. We may see Cody Rhodes at Clash of the Castle because Cody Rhodes is that type of guy. But I don't think we need to. I think that's a pay-per-view he can take up and let the Raw side be the focal point of that pay-per-view or that PLE.
WWE is not going to do that. He's going to have a match. It'll probably be another bunny though.
See, my thing is, you can say Cody Rhodes for Money in the Bank because that's in July, and that would be interesting. That's just my point of view. But overall, Saudi Arabia, pretty good. Double or nothing for All Elite, pretty good. But before we even started, the news broke that was major. So, and it involves SummerSlam, not this SummerSlam, not the next SummerSlam, but in 2026. And so, first of all, we try to figure out what this is going to do with Minneapolis, since Minneapolis didn't get WrestleMania and went to Vegas instead, even though Minnesota was the first option that we found out until they did that press conference at Vegas. So the consolate prize was that Minnesota would be getting SummerSlam in 2026. And the crazy part about that is that would be the first SummerSlam that will become not 1, but 2 nights. So, gentlemen, SummerSlam follows WrestleMania in 2 years to become 2 nights now. Thoughts?
It's all about the money.
Yeah.
It's all about that money. Don't get it wrong, man. I enjoy the 2 nights of WrestleMania. Like that, and then followed by the Monday after Raw.
Yeah, that was fun. The Monday after Raw, yes, sir.
Yeah. So I gotta try to get to Vegas next year.
I'm going. Hook a crook.
So yeah. Get your coins together right now. We're going to Vegas next year.
Coins right. So for me, man, I think talk to me in 2025. I don't really care right now. We're talking about 2 years from now.
Yeah, like so right now,
it's not enough for my fear. I didn't even need to know now.
I need to see how. First of all, I need to find out how this is going to feel especially with in 2025, Raw going to Netflix.
Right.
See how that's going to work. See how that.
And then USA going to USA.
Yeah.
I think NXT will be going to CW.
Yeah. Which CW already has NWA.
So I get it. You saying let the other changes happen first, and then we can.
Yeah.
Then we can talk SummerSlam. But we got a lot of other changes coming first.
You do. So guys, we'll take a quick break here. Just hit the chat. So Damien says, I would rather see KO versus Cody. He also says Nia Jax bullying Jay Kidd felt like a Vince move. The one way in my mind I think is different is because it was a key to setting Jade off to making her get disqualified. So that she could Vince would have did it just for the sake on an episode of SmackDown that had nothing to do with anything else.
True.
That would be the difference to me.
Yeah, because you needed a way to not have your women's tag team titles continue on in time.
Yeah. Damien also says, good thing there wasn't Bailey being pregnant rumors, because Piper would have killed that baby like Snitsky. Damien is a wild dude.
I mean, Piper did beat the brace off Big Numbers.
When Piper Niven falls on you, it's a problem.
Yeah.
You hear me? It's a problem.
I don't know who I want to follow me. I don't know. I don't know Nia Jax to follow me either.
I was about to say the two women in WWE that you do not want to be under is Nia Jax and Piper Niven.
Well, have you seen Nia Jax on street clothes?
Yeah, I'm just saying from like a wrestling move. Like,
I mean, I get it, but I'm just saying. But have you seen her in street clothes?
But that's why that finish for the Queen of the Ring final was crazy.
The heavily caked up Nia Jax I have seen in street clothes, sir.
Yes.
I'm surprised Lita came out of there unscathed.
I'm surprised, too, sir. Damien also says, Live Revenge Tour and being champ is like when Popeyes was hyping up their chicken sandwich. Laugh out loud. Their chicken sandwich wasn't all it was hyped up to be. So I think that's the angle that Damien's coming from, and I, for one, agree. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I just don't care. Like, it's not like I hate it and I can't stand them. It's just like whatever, more than anything else. Damien says, I can't wait for Rhea to come back because when she does, she's going Thanos on Live with all that anger inside her, especially after losing her grandma yesterday. Prayers, Rhea. Yeah. And he says, where the H is to me to add her to. Nah. She's had her chances, and Tamina's we're gonna leave Tamina out. We're not gonna go that route.
I'm just gonna say Tamina grew up in the wrong era. That's all I'm gonna feel like that.
Yeah. Yolanda says, how old is Tamina? And this is the other reason why. Tamina's 46. And then Yolanda says she can be their wise woman. I mean, they do need a new wise woman or a new wise person. They could do a wise woman if she's gonna come back deranged.
That's too long. That's too long.
Damien says rematch at Survivor Series, Gunther versus Orton. Well, it depends on when Gunther wins the championship. Because I think you do the match for the championship. See what I'm saying? Like, you do the match for the championship. Whether that's Gunther wins at Survivor Series, whether he wins later. Whenever Gunther wins the championship, then I think Randy should be his first challenge. Because you've got the storyline right here.
Yeah.
So it just depends on when he wins it for me. It could be in January or February. I don't know. It just whenever he wins it, that should be his first challenger. Drew D. Willie in the building. Up in these streams, as he likes to say. He says, what's up, fellas? What's up, D. Willie?
What up, D?
D. Willie also disagrees with our take that Judgment Day is one of the hottest groups. He says, Judgment Day has cooled off, not as hot of a stable anymore. He can afford to lose belt and rebuild from it. But will they give him another chance if he loses the belt too fast? Normally, when they take the belt guys too fast, you don't get another chance. So I would like for him to keep it a couple more months, let him build it up a little bit. I don't think any faction is as hot as they used to be. There is no bloodline anymore. Like, not what we had. You know what I'm saying? Like, Solo in charge, we kind of seeing what's going to happen with it. What's up with Jacob Fatu? What's the deal? But right now, we're not looking at it and saying, oh, this faction is amazing. We kind of look at it and saying, we'll see what happens. So I think they are still, to me, one of the hottest just because of what they're going up against. You know what I'm saying?
I think I like what they're doing. They're not putting too much focus on the factions right now. Like, got a lot of other storylines to go around, and then once we get to that point, then we can go, okay, the factions is about to take over again.
I mean, the factions never take over. Half these factions will be dead in 2 months.
I'm talking about Judgment Day and Bloodline.
That's not going to be the two that's get hot.
More so Bloodline, but
Bloodline may get back hot if people accept what they're trying to do with it. But as I've been saying for a year, they should have did all this stuff before Roman Reigns lost the belt. All right. Damien says that would kill the concept of the draft again, having split brands if they have Orton and Gunther face each other for the Raw title. I was waiting for somebody to say that. So let's step back here about 10 minutes. We had a match, Damien. There was no conclusive winner, but Randy Orton keeps the L. Gunther keeps the dub. Triple H said, I think they're going to meet again at some point in the future.
Yeah.
Right? So what was on the line, Damien? What was on the line? Let me rephrase this for you again. An opportunity at the world champion or the champion of your brand. So if you've cost me an opportunity to win a world championship or WWE championship, whatever you want to call it. Now, how can that be paid back to me? Oh, a one-off match that means nothing? Or once you become champ, you make an exception. Let's not act like there's never been an exception made. So, Damien, don't get into the if you're on one brand, you can't fight anybody from the other brand. That is not right. We're never gonna be in that era. What we don't want is we don't want that every week. We don't want that every month. But for something like this, where it's already been made a big deal and foreshadowed, just give us what we want. Just give us what you're telling us you're gonna give us.
And another thing you missing, Danny, we might have separate brands, but they're not separate at the PLEs.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, you only need Randy Orton to show up one time on Raw, walk down the ramp once they're announcing the first challenger for Gunther. That's all. Other than
you can have Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis making an announcement together.
Well, they'll do some kind of announcement. Damien also says Logan going to show up on WWE TikTok. Laugh out loud. It's about the only place he's going to show up. Drew says Roman Reigns doesn't have a full-time contract. He actually does. That's the sad part. He actually does. Damien says Cody wants Orton. Give him it and give him his darn Eagle Wing title he's been asking since at the Rumble. Cody been asking for the Wing Eagle since he came back. But I don't think they're going to do it.
Here's the thing. How do you present Orton to face Cody? Cody, right hot baby face. Randy Orton is Randy Orton because let's face it, nobody wants to boo Randy Orton. So how are you going to present that to start with?
Right. Now Orton's an OG anyway. So ain't nobody gonna be upset about that. Yolanda says, "Get your coins together, Playmaker. We're going to Vegas next year."
Man, I got people telling me to get my coins together so I can be in New Orleans. Now I got my sister telling me to get my coins together so I can be in Vegas.
She said y'all got a place to stay too. So there you go.
Hey,
I'm about to find me a place to stay in the next few weeks. I just got to figure out the days I'm staying. I'm gonna go ahead and find me a place early. I ain't playing.
Let me know. I'll go.
Bet. Damien says soon all the PLE will be a 2-night event.
Not all.
We get there like Thursday. We get there Thursday, Friday.
That's what I was thinking. Thursday through like Thursday to Tuesday. I was thinking.
Yeah. Fly out Tuesday morning. Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah, I was thinking something like that.
Not all.
Maybe the Big Four, right? Maybe like Survivor Series, SummerSlam, WrestleMania.
Yeah, maybe the Big Four.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't even do the Big Four because this, like, Warrior Rumble needs to be one night.
I don't know if you could do the Rumble 2 nights. I don't know if you could do
Warrior Rumble need to be one night.
Yeah, unless you're gonna do the women's one night and then the men's the other night.
You do that. I think it's gonna be the Big Four. To be honest, I think it's gonna get to the Big Four because once you do 2 of them, it's like, all right.
I think it's more. I think also TKO wants to bring them the premium live events back to Sundays.
I think they do. Yeah. The only problem you're gonna get, TKO, is during football season, your ratings are gonna suck. Because I'm gonna tell you, when Sundays come, bro, during football season, I'm sorry.
The same thing for Saturdays too.
Well, Saturdays, there's less people that hardcore watch college than hardcore watch NFL.
Yeah, hardcore, but they still would choose football over everything.
Right, but
just because it's football.
I would choose wrestling over college football. My team sucks all the time anyway, so let's watch wrestling. Okay.
But gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. But I need to go watch some Raw.
Yeah, we about to do that too. So Damien says NWA lost that deal because of the controversy NWA had. I don't even know what you were referring to there. Yolanda says she's a former model. She's talking about Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Damien says, yeah, I think UFC will do 2-night events. Nah. And then Yolanda says all women's one night and then the men. Yeah. Or you could, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do.
I want to see Evolution too.
I do too.
About to say, it would be nice if they took and maybe did women's Evolution on night one of those, and then like something else on night 2, like Survivor Series on night 2, like Evolution night 1, Survivor Series night 2, or something like that. That would be nice. But as the wise one has alluded to, we are now at the witching hour. So good people, appreciate Wise for hopping in and kicking it with us. It almost was just me and Wise, but this works great too. Shout out to my man Playmaker as always in the building, and it's your boy Cool McCain. All we got to end with is simply this, man. Make sure you tell 4 of your friends and 4 of your enemies to come check us out. Even if they don't like you, doesn't mean they won't like us. And motivational quote. I use it myself. It's never where you start. It's always where you finish. Good people, we ending this thing. Shout out to 502 Angel Radio. If you're watching from anywhere else or listening anywhere else, make sure you go to YouTube, type in at Real Play Callers, hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate you.
Monarchs of Wrestling is coming to Real Wise Radio.
Oh yeah.
We also have the Play Callers coming to Real Wise Radio. We have what else we have? A Playmaker. What you saying you was sending me?
I'll be sending you shooting lights out.
Yeah, there we go.
So and by the way, catch that episode that I did today.
Oh yeah, definitely. I watched that. I wouldn't able to be on, but I watched it. It's a good episode. All right, for these good gentlemen that have joined me, we're gonna go watch us some Raw, and we out.
Peace.